Sup guys, it's Flex again, and today we're diving right into the 1989 launch titles on the North American and European SEGA Genesis. So let's dive in and take a look at the games that kickstarted a new generation of gamers. Golden Axe. Now this is a game I actually got to play as a kid. This game defines co-op action fun, and unfortunately, I recorded this by myself. High-level overview, in Golden Axe you get to play as one of 3 heroes, and you have to fight your way to this boss that I've never seen. But I think he's purple, and I'm pretty sure his axe isn't golden. First thing you need to know about Golden Axe is this game is tough as nails. Golden Axe throws everything it has at you out the gate. This game is like Dark Souls on the Genesis. It does not hold your hand, it does not take it easy. You get hit, you get knocked back, you get pushed around, you get back up again, and you're gonna die. A lot. But you're gonna keep playing because Golden Axe is awesome. It's got amazing music, like the catchiest theme song on the Genesis. That's not true, but it's still pretty catchy. Each character has magical powers that are unique to them. And they also have, so the guy and the girl both use a sword, but the little dwarf, he uses an axe, and I always feel like he was the most powerful of all the characters. I don't know why, it's probably just perception, but dwarf's, his axe seems like it's faster, and he seems like he's harder to hit. But this game is tough. I remember playing this so much with my brother growing up. It was a blast, so much fun, still fun to play to this day. And I still can't beat it. But I did manage to get pretty far, and I feel like I started to learn patterns the more I played. And if I was to continue trying my hand at this, I think I might be able to make it to the end. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little overconfident here. Oh yeah, and those are those chicken beak things I was talking about earlier. Remember those things? Yeah, from Altered Beast, there it is. So maybe it was an Altered Beast first. And then it came to Golden Axe, the chicken beak. I mean, who knows? I don't. I guess what I'm trying to say is Golden Axe holds up really well. Even all these years later, I'm still having a blast, and I love this game. And if you had it at launch on the Genesis, you were a lucky son of a gun. Here's 5 words you'll never hear me say. Let's play a sports game. So it should come as no surprise that I have no idea what I'm doing playing Tommy Lasordas baseball. Not much to say about this game other than it's a baseball game, and as far as I know, it's actually a pretty decent baseball game. I couldn't find too much information about it. Outside of me being bad, there's nothing really bad about it. I mean, it plays like baseball. You can pitch, you can bat, you can throw your balls to the bases to get the people who are trying to steal. My only real complaint is that the AI is just so good out the gate that it hardly gives you an opportunity to learn how to play well. But I mean, I'm sure if I spent more time trying to learn how to play Tommy Lasorda's baseball, I'd get better. Unlike when I played T-ball as a kid and just did terribly. Also, this game has like the most goofiest box art I've ever seen. Like, no offense to Tommy Lasorda's face, but it did not translate well into a Sega box. Thunder Force 2 by Technosoft. Not to be confused with Super Thunder Blade, a different launch title we've already talked about. This game is interesting because it's a top-down shoot-'em-up where you play as a ship called the Excelsior and have to destroy bases on other planets. It's actually kind of fun. It's a little bit challenging because you're always moving forward, and unlike in most shoot-'em-ups where you're moving a single direction, you can move in all directions. So the continuous motion forward makes you have to move back a lot in order not to die. But I don't not appreciate the challenge. It is a fun game. And one of the coolest things is when you destroy all the bases in the top-down sections of the level, it then takes you to a 2D side-scroller, more classic shoot-'em-up base infiltration mission. The game's actually pretty cool and fun, if not challenging, which seems to be a common theme amongst SEGA Genesis launch titles. You get access to all kinds of different weapons and power-ups, and they're all fairly unique and fun to use. Each weapon has its own strength and weakness, giving greater skill to the player the more they understand their arsenal. It does challenge your brain a little bit. It's not just mindless shooting. There's some strategy for sure based on the enemies and their patterns. This is a really fun game, and I like it a lot, and I'd actually be interested in trying my hand at this more and getting a little bit better to see what more the game has to offer. If you've ever watched our SEGA streams, you know I love Columns. Now, Columns may be a Tetris-like wannabe for the SEGA Genesis, but I think it deserves a spot, maybe on a slightly lower pedestal. Sure, it doesn't rack your brain as much as Tetris, but it's got all the things that makes a 16-bit puzzle game great. It's got awesome music, vibrant colors, it can be played 2-player, and it's just a heck of a lot of fun. Sure, it's match 3, it's fairly simple, but once you get into the Columns zone, there ain't nothing stopping you, baby. I remember playing Columns as a kid with my dad a lot, and he was really good at it, and it was basically the only video game he's ever played. So this has a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for that reason alone. But SEGA knew that if they wanted a truly strong launch, they need a truly strong puzzle game, and that's where Columns fits in. It differentiates itself enough from Tetris to make it stand out on its own, and remains truly fun to this day. Last Battle. This game is incredibly interesting. I love the aesthetic it has going for it. It almost has this anime-ish Mad Max feel. It's very cool. It mostly consists of punching and kicking, so it's very similar to Altered Beast. And keeping with the Altered Beast theme, the more you punch and kick people, the more powerful and naked you get. So the more I think about it, the more this is really like Altered Beast. But there's actually like a level select, or I guess it's kind of like a choose your own path down the story. My main complaint about this game is that you have one life. There's basically one chance to work your way through the entire story, and if you die, it is start over from the very beginning, lose all your upgrades, all your power-ups, everything. Which is a real shame because I love this game, and outside of basically save scumming, there's no way on earth I can beat it. It's just that difficult. It's still a really cool game, and I'd actually be interested to see if anything more came out of this IP, because I love the world it's in. Something about it just really appeals to me. It's very cool. And here we have saved the least for last. I want to start this by saying I've been very fair of the criticisms I've made of the games we've played based on the time they've came out. All of these games are old, and game design was in its infancy when they came out. Due to technical limitations or new, unpolished ideas, we can give a lot of leeway to older games, and a lot of them are still really good. That being said, Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle is seriously one of the worst games I have ever played. This game is garbage. I don't know if it's the fact that when he punches, his eyes go cross, or if it's the fact that young Alex floats around like a jellyfish in a bowl full of baby oil. This game is just miserable to play. Every door you can walk into is rock, paper, scissors. Inside, you use the cash you've earned to basically gamble for a power-up, which is the only way you can get through this game, because Alex's controls are terrible. He can punch, which is flaky at best, and he can also kick jump. But it ain't that easy. You see, you can't just hold the jump button. You have to let go of the jump button to kick, which is the weirdest design decision I can think of. Why wouldn't you just make him kick automatically? If he's gonna kick every time, just make him do it when I push the jump button, like every other game. It's like they wanted to make a Mario clone, but had to differentiate it enough not to be like, hey, it's Mario on the Genesis. Everything about this game seems cheap and unimpressive. In Mario, you get to fight turtles and Goombas and unique creatures. In Alex Kidd, you fight cars and miniature airplanes. And don't forget the occasional woodland prairie dog. There's just nothing thematically about it that works or is succinct at all. And it's an unfun game, and it's unfortunate that it was a launch title on the Genesis. Apparently, with the release of this game, SEGA wanted Alex Kidd to become their official mascot, and he was for about 2 years. I cannot begin to express how happy I am that he was dethroned by the great Sonic the Hedgehog. And that concludes our look at the launch titles that released in '88 and '89 on the SEGA Genesis, also known as the Mega Drive. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play these games as much as I enjoyed playing them. And if you'd like me to continue playing games as they released on the Sega, please let me know. These were really fun to make, and I'd actually like to continue to make more, so why stop here? Please feel free to leave me feedback on the video itself, or reach out to me on Twitter. So for now, this is Flex signing off. And remember, Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Thanks for watching.